Good. So I'm going to talk about the power of randomness. Basically, it's about how having no plan might be the best plan. Uh, so I'm Tobias. I'm the co-founder of Bakken and Bæck. We're a digital agency from Oslo, Norway. And 10 years ago, I had a dream about San Francisco and Silicon Valley. So I had been working as a designer and a developer for pretty much 10 years since the internet came. And I wanted to work for a startup in the States. And at that time, the #1 founder, pretty much like today, was this guy, Stuart Butterfield. So Stuart had founded Flickr. That was the #1 startup and the most, it was on top of my list of places to work. So I sent him an email and asked if I could join, if I could work for them, and I got, okay, let's do it back. What I learned from Flickr and Stuart in the States was that if you're open-minded and willing to change and adapt during the way, that can turn out to great things. So as most of you probably know, Flickr started out as a gaming company. So Stuart started out trying to build a gaming company, but then he saw that the things they built for photos was actually more interesting and more valuable than a game they were trying to build. So they pivoted and made Flickr instead. And then the same thing happened again with Slack. So they tried to build another gaming company. They saw that the communication tool they tried to build was even more valuable, and they pivoted to focus on the communication tool. So Stuart basically built two of the most well-known and best startups of our lifetime while trying to do something else. And I took some of the learnings from San Francisco with me back to Norway, and then we started our company. So what we do is that we help startups, investors, and corporates to build their own products or new ventures. And what we do is we also, right now we have offices in 3 different places, but that wasn't really planned. So we started out in Oslo, Norway, but then we have let the people play a big part of the road ahead. So this is our office in Bonn in Germany. This is our office in Oslo, Norway. And this is our office in Amsterdam. So why Amsterdam? Well, it's because of this guy, Daniel. So Daniel was an intern that worked for us. And he was a super talented designer. We really wanted to hire him. But then he had a girlfriend. He was young and he was in love and he had a girlfriend in Amsterdam. And he didn't want to move to Norway. So we said, okay, how do we get him? Let's open an office in Amsterdam. And now there are 8 people and they're growing fast. Then why Bonn? Well, it's because of this guy, Gunnar, our CTO. So Gunnar, he was basically the smartest guy we knew. We tried to hire him for a year. He has a PhD in artificial intelligence. We really wanted to hire him. But he was married to a German teacher, and he couldn't move. So what do? You open up an office, and we hired him and some colleagues for the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence. And now there are also 8 people and growing. And by doing that and let the people lead the way, we also ended up with some new products and ventures. So Orbit is a direct result of hiring Gunnar and the team in Germany. So Orbit is a platform for artificial intelligence. And basically, the reason why we have this company today is because we hired Gunnar and his colleagues. They were super smart, but we didn't actually have a project for them, so we didn't know what to put them on. So if you don't know what to put them on, what do? Well, you say, can't you just figure out something similar, explore some of the things you did in your old job? And in his previous job at the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence, he was working a lot with text analysis and artificial intelligence. And then we also saw that for the Scandinavian languages, there weren't a lot of providers for those kind of services. So they spent the first year exploring that area, and it ended up with Orbit. That is a separate business that we do now. We do three things. Basically, we do the NLP, that is the language processing. We do NLG, that is language generation. Last year, we launched Norway's first robot journalist. And it also happens to be that we do like a bot platform. So we saw that what we had from the NLP and what we have from the NLG is the two key ingredients to make a smart bot platform. So now we also have a smart bot platform for customer services. And this is sort of like the matrix. But it's a direct result of not having a plan and just start with having talented people do what they want and explore things, and then see where that leads. So it worked well with NLP, it worked real well with NLG, and now we see suddenly we have a really good business with a unique standing point because of this technology. Another company that we spun out is called Wake.com, and it's a sharing platform for designers. And what it is, it's sort of like the same story. So Wake started out here in the fjords of Norway with this guy, Chris Kalani. So in 2012, we invited some friends from San Francisco to explore the fjords in a limo. It was a pretty, and that was the start of this business. 1 year later, when Chris was about to leave his job at Facebook as a designer, he came to Norway, and we had a look at what we could do together. So what we did was that we saw that at Facebook, he actually had the same issues we had as a small company. At that time, we were 10 people. So at Facebook, Chris was the main designer for the Messenger app. And it was really hard to know what the other people was working on. So he didn't know if someone on the timeline team had done something really interesting or good with the map view, for example. And the opposite way around. And it was hard to get feedback. And we had the same way in Oslo at our office, 10 people, almost sitting around the same desk. But we didn't know what everyone was working on at the right time, and it was hard to get feedback from people. You had to go and pinch them and disrupt their workflow. So we started out making a prototype of how we could make a solution for this problem we felt. And it ended up with Wake. So Wake is a platform where you basically share, it's a Mac app where it's easy to share what you're working on, and you can get feedback from the whole team, not just designers, but from managers, developers, and everyone. It also has an iPhone app, so you can follow if you're on the go. So basically, we started out with a problem that was the problem we wanted to solve, how to share better within your company. We turned it into a prototype. And then suddenly the prototype worked, and then we turned the prototype into a product. And we saw that the product actually that also really worked. So we turned that into a business. And now the team in San Francisco there are 14 people now. Wake is being used by all of the major startups in San Francisco, Facebook, Twitter, Airbnb, Netflix. They all use Wake as a part of their product development process. And it helps you to get to share with the whole team. And for us, it actually made us deliver better products because we got better feedback and shared more often. So something similar. So as Wake was a result of just not having a plan, but just starting with something, starting to have a look at a problem. When the company turned 1 year, we threw a Mexican fiesta in Oslo, Norway. And throwing a Mexican fiesta in Oslo isn't that easy because there's not a lot of Mexican stores where you can go and buy props that you need for the party. So, for example, we had to fly in the mariachi band from Germany because that was the closest band we found. And I also went a bit over the top and ordered 1,000 piñatas to the party. And apparently, 1,000 piñatas was a bit too much because we were not able to spend them all. So what do? When you have a Mexican fiesta, you order the 1,000 piñatas, and you have a bunch of them left. Well, you open up a piñata store to get rid of them. So we had a bunch of piñatas left. We opened up a store, the piñata store.no, that is the Norwegian domain, to get rid of them. And we thought it would be like a long process that would go on for years. But actually, we sold out in a couple of months, and we sold piñatas for, the first month we sold piñatas for more than 20,000 US dollars. And this turned out to be like a really, it was, actually we sort of like introduced piñatas to the Norwegian market. But then at the end, we figured out, okay, so we spend all this time handling the piñatas, like we're packing it in, doing all the shipping, but we're really an agency. This is not core business for us. So what do you do when you have a piñata store, but you spend too much time on it? We have to sell it. So we sold it. But after a year, we figured out that we regretted selling the piñata store because that was actually a really good playground for stupid ideas. There's no things, you can't say, this idea is not a part of the strategy of the piñata store. It's pretty open. Like anything is stupid enough to be a part of the piñata store. So we bought it back. And also at the office, we have a hardware lab where we have like done a lot of custom drone building. So we combined the piñatas with the drones and launched Flying Piñata. Piñatas delivered by drones. So this is an on-demand service like Uber in Norway where you can order piñata delivered by drones. And we hired a CEO from Facebook. He used to be a manager of, within advertising in Facebook. This is the Team Piñata in Oslo. And this actually is from South by a couple of years ago, where we delivered a piñata to the Slush after party. So here's the commercial for the Flying Piñata.
Hi, folks. Wouldn't it be nice if you could find an easy way to kickstart your party? Well, now you can. Let me introduce you to the answer to all of your prayers. The Piñata app. Huh. It's crazy, it's fun, and it's super easy to use. All you have to do is download the app to your phone and press buy. It is that simple. And the best part, everything is delivered to you by drones. One click of a button and your whole party delivered right to your door in just a moment. The Piñata app.
Yeah, so that's Flying Piñata, and that also is something that started out as a stupid like idea at a party, but actually it ended up as real business. So we launched this product, and that's mostly for fun, but that also gave us a lot of new business. This is an example that we did for one of the largest online like grocery stores in Norway, where we helped them to make a drone to deliver groceries. It's still as a concept, but it's a direct result of the stupid project we did. The video also landed us our largest client last year because they thought the video was so fun. And we were asked by some of the hospitals in Norway if we could help them deliver blood between the hospitals by drones. So it's also something that it started out as a stupid side project, but it ended up as real business. So to sum it up, I think if you have talented people, you give them the freedom to explore different ideas and just focus on what their passion is. And you give them enough time. Time is also something we learned like the hard way. We tried everything, like the Google way of having 10% of your time to do things you want to do. We tried like every Friday. It's not possible it's not allowed to invoice a client. You have to work on internal projects. But the only thing that really works is to put a team of passionate people together in a room for a long enough time. And it takes more time than you think. Like, I think on Wake, I think we thought we would spend 3 months, and we ended up spending like 16 months. But it turned out to be really good. So if you have talented people, give them freedom, give them enough time, it probably, or hopefully, can end up as business. So that's it. Thank you. And if you want to have any questions, I will be at the Slush stage afterwards. And this is our company website. Thank you.